Hi everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Just Good Games. So today is another piece of Fall Guys content, and it is a tier list ranking all the mini games, the game modes, the mini games in Fall Guys. So before we crack on, obviously I will explain to you the tiers if you've never watched one of these videos before. It is F, D, C, B, A and S. Obviously F is rubbish, S is great, and I think this is more ranking on, I suppose it's not like if I'm good or bad at them, it's how good I think the games are, because I'm bad at some good, or I'm like bad at some of the better games and I'm good at some of the bad games. So there you go. So obviously before we get on with this, I'd just like you to go down and hit that subscribe button and hit the like and share this around. So let's crack on, and the first one is Block Party. I do quite like Block Party. I'm not that good at it. I got good at it recently actually. There was a day when I was just really struggling with it, and I think it's just an okay game. I think it could definitely could be more to it. I think it could be a lot better, but I'm gonna just stick it in the C, and then we'll just probably build around that area. I think Gatecrash is cool. It's a very, obviously this is sort of based on Takeshi's Castle, this game, a lot of it is, and Gatecrash is a sort of Takeshi's Castle game. There is Gatecrash pretty much in Takeshi's Castle, and for that I don't think it's an S tier game. It's one of the early games you go through. I think it'll get into the B tier, as it's not boring at the moment, but you know what I mean, it's a good concept, but probably could be again be done a tiny bit better. Next you have DoorDash, which is very similar to Gatecrash, and I think they deserve to be on the same level. You know, this one requires probably a little more skill as opposed to the luck of Gatecrash, where you can anticipate the doors opening and closing, but I still think they're sort of relatively the same. Next we have Egg Scramble. It's a team one. I don't like team ones that much, but I'm just going to base it on the concept of the game, and I still think this is not a great game. It's quite difficult to get in and out of the pods. Maybe that's the goals, you know what I mean? Maybe that's part of the charm, but for me it's a D. I don't think any of these are going to get F. Actually, Fall Ball is a good concept, but people can really easily exploit it, because you can just stand in the middle and wait for one to go down. There's a lot of tactics to it, so I'm still going to stick that on D. It's definitely not one of my favourites. Next we have Ball Mountains, which is one of the final rounds, and I really like this one. It's a race. I've still not won, but I've come very close on this, and I think this deserves to be in an A. It's not an S tier game, but it's cool. Slime Climb separates the men from the boys. I've only won this, got through it about twice. I think the concept's really good, that quick fire elimination with the race, and I think this is going to be our first S tier. I like Slime Climb a lot, even though I'm not that good at it. See, that's the concept of I'm basing them on sort of how good I think the concept and how well they play, as opposed to if I'm good at them or not, because I'm not good at Slime Climb, and I'm not good at the next one, which is Fruit Shoot. This took me ages to get used to, but I do quite well on it now, and I think this sort of sits in a C level with Block Parties. I like the concept. It could be done a lot better though. It's another sort of lucky type one, depending on where the fruit goes. If the fruit's coming for you, it's very difficult to get out of the way. Next we have Hit Parade, and Hit Parade is a very fun game. It's one of the early games. It's one of the ones I've played the most, and it easily just sits nicely in that A tier. It's just cool. No, actually, I'm going to put it in the S tier, because I think this is sort of partially what it's all about. It's a very Takeshi's Castle one. This is almost like if you had to say what's the quintessential Fall Guys game, it'd be something like Hit Parade, because it's just what it's about. And Hexagon, it's a good last. It separates the men from the boys, as I've come second on this, painstakingly close, and I think it's a very good final game. Very good final game, and that's going to go in the S tier too. Hoarders can get in the F tier, as I think that's a terrible game. It's just like the balls. It's just not that good. I think they should be removed. Like, when they do the next season, and if they're going to change the games up, I don't think Hoarders will be in it. It's coming up less and less as well. You can tell the games that people don't like are coming up less and less. Hoopsie Daisy. Nah, getting that D tier. You can imagine see a lot of the team ones are very low down. I just think the team ones could be executed a lot better. I feel obviously it's good to eliminate a lot of people, but I like the individualism of of Takeshi's Castle or Ninja Warrior or something, which this is blatantly based on, and that's what I mean. Doing it in a team just doesn't sit well with me, and maybe that's why I don't like or don't think the team ones have been executed as well. But I just don't like Hoopsie Daisy at all. Jinx. See, another team one. I actually think Jinx is quite good, so I'm actually going to put that in the C tier. I think it's a bit better than, say, Egg Scramble, Full Ball and Hoopsie Daisy, just based on the execution of the game. It's a very... Because, as I said, Egg Scramble, it's quite difficult to get in and out the goals. Full Ball, you can exploit it with the ball dropping. They should probably just have the balls just spawn in the middle. Hoopsie Daisy is just meh. And Hoarders is just, again, it's not a really good game. So that's why I think Jinx gets it better, because it's pretty much it and it works. Jump Club. I only played this one a few times and I really like Jump Club. It's that, what's that game? Total Wipeout style. The Total Wipeout, again, is a very similar concept to this. And this goes in A easily. Jump Showdown is very similar to it, and I think that just goes in A as well, as I feel like obviously they're very similar, and Jump Showdown is a bit harder, but I don't think it's better to put it on the S tier. Perfect Match is an F. It's really easy to exploit it. It's just not that good, and I think that one needs removing as well. As you could just, it's definitely improved, but I just don't think it's a good game at all. Rock and Roll. I quite like Rock and Roll. It's definitely my favourite team one, and I think that because it's my favourite team one, I think Rock and Roll goes in B. There's better tactics to it. It's because you're separate to start off with. It's more based on what your team does, sort of separately, as opposed to the chaos of mixing with all the teams until right at the end. If you get where I'm coming from, I probably haven't worded that well. Next we have Rollout. I like Rollout. I think it's a good game. I think it's one of those fun ones. It's nothing special, and so I just think I'm going to stick it in the C. It is a bit like Block Party. It's a good one to eliminate a lot of people. Maybe I should move Fruit Shoot down. Now, Fruit Shoot is a good concept. It just needs more to it. I like the C tier is alright. Oh, maybe Rollout deserves to be in B then. Nah, we're going to leave it there. Dizzy Heights is a tier game. It's fun. It's probably not my favourite of the earlier, for early games, but I really, really like it. Royal Fumble is, I believe, I don't even think I've played Royal Fumble. I'm trying to think what it is. It's like no, I ain't even played it. So I'm just going to stick this in C. I know I usually have a not played tier, but I thought I would have played all these games, and I have played all of these games, but I don't think I've got Royal Fumble. Seesaw. If you asked me like a week ago where Seesaw would go, it'd probably go A or S. I'm going to put it in B. It's a great concept, but it's a game which has got very boring very fast, and so that shows me if it's getting boring quicker than the other games, it's either I'm getting it a lot or it's just not as good as concept as the concept is good. I just think it needs tweaks, or the tweaks which have been done to it did not add to it. I think it's easier to fall over in it now, which is quite fun. You obviously are more bunched together at the start. Somehow it's very difficult to get away from it, and it's just one of those games. I think it needs to be taken out of rotation for a little while, or maybe not be as common for a little while, as it's just one of the ones which I think I've got constantly, and just the whole novelty and concept of it has just, the flaws of it have been exposed a lot more. But it's still a B level game, because it's not bad, it's just not, it's like, as I said, if you asked me at the start where I'd put it, it'd probably be an A or S, but just playing it more, it goes into the B tier. Next we have Tail Tag. That is a C, as well as Team Tail Tag. Very similar. And then the better multiplayer ones, I definitely think is better than Egg Scramble. Definitely better than Full Ball. Yeah, that's about right. Tiptoe. I really like Tiptoe. I think it's a great. It breaks down to it, like ends with usually the same things going on, but it rewards risk, and I like it. And I think Tiptoe definitely is an A tier. It's fun, and I'm quite good at it. As I said, I'm not based on how good I think they are, but not how good I think they are. God, this is a. Oh, I've been all over the place in this one, but there you go. And we make it to the final one, Whirligig, a early on game, and I think that goes into the. Oh God, just moved it then. I think this goes into the A tier as well. It's a good start one. It's sort of, again, it's one of those ones just sort of sums up what Fall Guys is and what Fall Guys do well. So we've actually got to this quite quick, so I actually might try and sort of jiggle about and actually rank them within the tiers to see what we got. I'll do the S tier definitely, and I think my favourite, what I think the best game in it is Hit Parade, because it sums up what it's all about. Hexagon, because it's a great final game, and again sums up what it's all about. Slime Climb is third, that's cool. Tiptoe is definitely the top of A. Boy by Full Mountain, Jump Whirligig. I'm gonna move Dizzy Heights up to there. I think that's roughly the order I put them on. Gate Crash, Door, Rock and Roll Seesaw. That's the order I put them in as well. Ding Tail Ding. I'm gonna leave it at that, as I think actually no, I'm gonna move Hoarders down. I think that's roughly the order, and I actually think within the tiers that is how I would put them. And so we've made it. We've done it. We've put all the Fall Guys minigames into a tier list. So thank you for watching it. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. All I need you to do now is subscribe, like, share, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. I've been up in my Twitter game recently, so get on that. And once again, you've been watching Just Good Games.